One thing I've loved about my time in Prague so far is just how colourful the entire city is. From oranges to pinks, this city is so vibrant. So multiple sources have told me that this might be the very best city in Central Europe. Hello everyone, I am Lewis, you are watching Lost in Travel, and welcome on here to Prague. Can you believe that even with this internet adventure slowing down, we still have 4 more countries and countless epic destinations to explore? Starting with a city that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale, Prague. Previously on Lost in Travel. If you're new here, welcome to my interrailing journey around Europe. Firstly, I explored solo, taking in amazing places like France, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, Luxembourg, and even scuffed my face in Belgium with nobody to stop me. After 50 days on the tracks, I reunited with my parents, and together we've already explored incredible spots like Amsterdam, Hamburg, and last time, the bold city of Berlin. More museums than rainy days in this city. So, so you've got plenty of museums to choose from if the weather does end up a bit like this. It's been awesome making new memories as a family. Today, we embark to another thrilling destination. After a long train journey from Germany, we've arrived in a brand new country, the Czech Republic, ready to stroll the tranquil cobble streets of its enchanting capital, Prague. So our first call of action this morning was to walk across Charlie Bridge, which is one of the most famous landmarks here in Prague, and I'm going to tell you, come early, beat the crowds. This place can get easily packed and very quickly. I've even noticed it from the beginning of the bridge, it was basically just a couple of us, and now it feels like it's going to get hoarded. So beat the crowds, come to this bridge fast and get the iconic photos that you want. So guys, welcome on back here to another video, and yes, I am here in the capital of the Czech Republic. Also, I think it's now more known as Czechia. This is Prague, and all I've heard is good things about this city, so it's really made me excited to spend a couple of days here. This is actually our final full day. I came in yesterday from Berlin. It was quite a long train journey, and we just rested up. We had a pool in our hostel, so we went there. We went to the Hard Rock Cafe for dinner, and it was very nice just to, this city is pretty. I'm really excited to show you guys around Prague. But anyways, hope you're going to enjoy today's video, and let's go explore Prague.
Trying to show you you've been a stranger walking in your shoes. Ooh, what would it take? Ooh, 'cause I miss the old days.
One of the curious parts about me being able to say I'm now here in the Czech Republic is that last October I also went and visited Slovakia, and back in the day Czech Republic and Slovakia were actually joined together as a full-on country called Czechoslovakia. So now I can finally say I've been to the Czech part of Czechoslovakia, and I've also been to the Slovakia part, or Slovakia. Oh, okay, that joke was awful. Forget I made that joke. Forget it, guys. Let's go. Alright, so I'm now in the massive crowd here because we're going to stand and watch the astronomical clock go off here, and it goes off every hour. But I'm curious, is it going to be as underwhelming as the one I saw in Messina in Sicily? Because I stood for a long time to watch that show, and it was quite an event. Let's find out if the Prague's one is the exact same as that. So, just when I think that things couldn't be more underwhelming, The Prague, I thought because Prague's Astronomical clock tower is famous, you know, it was built in 1410, it's been there for centuries, going off every single hour of every single day. I thought, you know, because of how it gathers the crowds, why it's one of the most popular reasons to come to Prague, I thought it was going to be a lot more spectacular than the one in Messina. How wrong I was. It doesn't even last a minute, it's just a few people just coming out, doing a little twirl like so, and then they go back into their home and they come out the next hour. Like, what in the world would we watch? They didn't have nice music. At least the Messina one had classical music that I could just listen to and be like, this is nice and relaxing. Nope, it's just a busy crowd of people watching a clock, but at least I get to say I've seen it. It's one of the biggest touristy things to do here in Prague. At least I can say I have done and experienced that, I guess. But for what it is, if you see it being a bit more crowded, maybe come back for a later hour, because it is a bit of an underwhelming experience. But oh well, let's go see some more of Prague.
Love is patient, love is kind. It will not envy, it has no pride. It's my margarita with your glass of wine. It's slower dancing in the living room light.
So you know, as the old saying goes, it is 5 PM somewhere, so when I see Aperol Spritz that you can get for maybe the equivalent of £3.50, I'm going to take it. And obviously on the side I decided to have some French crepes because I didn't actually have any when I was in Paris, so I might as well have had them here, and oh god, it was a nice treat to start the day off. So just a heads up, if you want to visit the stunning Church of Our Lady here in Prague, the main cathedral, as I often do when I come to see cities in Europe, on a Sunday it closes at 12. We didn't even realise until we came here at 11:50, so we literally just ran in, had a little look around, and by the way, it is incredible. So definitely make sure if you're here on a Sunday, it's only open like 10:30 till 12, definitely try to make it in between that time. So I was just walking around doing my own thing, admiring all the cute streets, as they are quite commonplace around Prague. So many cute streets. And then I just had to take a second glance because I literally thought there was a guy hanging on for dear life up there. But nope, it's just one of the most famous landmarks here in Prague. So behind me is the Dancing House, which is another one of probably the most Instagrammable spots here in Prague. Don't get fooled by its name. It's not like that rotating head that we saw just moments ago. It does not start boogieing every few hours or so. It's just, I think, because it looks so cartoony, and it looks like the house is like just like, let's dance to the other house, you know. That's what it's like. It's like moving its hips, you know, its hips don't lie. It's like, it's just swaying side to side. That's what it's like. Come on, let's dance. So I think that's why it's called the Dancing House. It's not really dancing, it's just some offices, but it does look really nice to photograph here in Prague. But definitely, here's a tip for you: try to get a break in between the cars. Use the traffic lights to your advantage, because the cars do go past here and then you don't want all of them ruining your shots. So use the traffic lights, just press the button, don't cross, and then stop the cars, get your shot you want, and voila. One thing I've loved about my time in Prague so far is just how colourful the entire city is. From oranges to pinks, this city is so vibrant. Like, you're going to have a great time walking down these streets. And if you're like me, you're just going to be trigger happy, so trigger happy. There's so many picturesque buildings around here. It really reminds me of being in like Budapest or being back in Poland. Like, it definitely has that like Slavic architecture to it, and it's just, every building just has its own character, and it's such a nice city to walk around. I do want you guys to be mindful though when you do come to Prague, because I feel there's a lot of misconceptions about this, the entire country, the whole of Czech Republic. I've heard that this is meant to be one of the cheapest countries in the world, and it definitely maybe once upon a time, but as tourism has grown and as people have realised how pretty Prague is, this is not as cheap as it once was. Some things are really cheap. I got an Aperol Spritz earlier on today for probably the equivalent of £3.50. That is really cheap. Beer, really cheap. This is actually the biggest per capita drinking nation here for beer. But when it comes to like pizzas, burgers, your typical restaurant food, you're probably paying about the same price as you would back home. Well, if you're from the UK, that is. So just mind that. It might be cheap for Central Europe compared to bordering countries like Austria or Germany, but it's not so cheap. Like, you're not going to be able to just buy everything you want here. Like, you're still going to have to stick to some kind of budget. Unless you find some good funnel cake, then I probably suggest your bank account may go down a bit with how much you're going to be eating. That's going to be me later.
Leftovers on the counter, plates at the television, and the sink is full of flowers, bathtub soaking the dishes, got a couch in the den, but we all just hang in the kitchen.
So we've just had a nice journey on the funicular railway up to one of Prague's famous hills. We're right up here at the top of Petrin Hill. Peaceful Petrin, I've heard it's been called by the locals. And why do I feel like I am back in France? Why is there an Eiffel Tower here? So this is Petrin Tower, and obviously it is inspired by the Eiffel Tower. But what I find really interesting is it was actually only built in 1891, so it's quite old. It's actually wasn't built that long after the Eiffel Tower was. But what I find the coolest about this entire tower is that due to its location on top of Petrin Hill, it actually reaches the same peak altitude as the Eiffel Tower, the real deal. Like, that is insane. So I'm going to declare it right now, this must be the most impressive viewpoint of all of Prague. I didn't actually realise how far Petrin Hill was from like the entire city, but once you're out here and you just have a walk around the vineyards and the trees that are here, you actually get some amazing views across the entire city of Prague, and it is amazing. You get to see the city wall, the vineyards down there, and then over towards the river as well, which is just incredible because the river is just, it's just a vibe here, you know, with all the bridges dotted around. It just makes for a nice stroll. Be able to see it from a distance. You know, this is such an impressive city, and one that you would probably say wow at more if you come out towards this spot. And some people on random scooter things behind me as well.
As I travel on life's pathway, knowing not where years may hold. As I ponder and hopes grow fonder, precious memories flood my soul.
Oh, but I've got here. What's it got? Three. No. So it was a long time coming. I've now just had my first chimney cake here in Prague, and it just brought me right back. I remember when I was in Budapest and I had my very first one, and honestly, that is one of the biggest, probably actually the biggest dessert here in this kind of area with Czech Republic and Hungary, and I just knew that being here I had to have it. This is my only night, and it was honestly, it's like a sugar overdose waiting to happen. I had it with coconut, strawberries, ice cream, Nutella, and it's basically just a donut, but it's just got all this toppings inside, and it's just a delight. But yeah, probably if you're with other people, maybe share it. It's probably a wise idea, or you could be fat. I'd probably eat one by myself, to be fair, because I'm a greedy pig. But hey, it's just amazing to be here. They also call it, I think, Trdelník here. It's got a different name, but hey, just as good. Oh, it's been a great night. So we've got one more thing we want to do here in Prague before we call it a night, and honestly, this has been amazing. What a day we've had. Our feet definitely feeling it now. I think we've walked about at least 25,000 steps today, but I feel like I've seen a lot of Prague. I've seen an amazing amount, and honestly, this city is incredible. I highly suggest coming out yourself. I really want to see it in like winter. I feel like there'll be such a vibe here, with like some snow on the cobbles and stuff, but this is just one of those places, you know, where I feel like you can just come back and back again. But we've got one more thing to do. I'm going to go down the narrowest alleyway here in the city. Our false alarm is actually closed despite it saying midnight to us, so I guess the narrowest alleyway is like literally the jar bit that they've got open. Even I can't fit through that, and I'm way skinnier than what I probably should be. But nope, this is narrow. Okay, I guess So that was a bit of a downer to end the video on, but hey, you win some, you lose some, do you not? But it just means I have to come back and walk down the narrowest alleyway. And I'm just going to tell you one thing, it's got a traffic light system on this alleyway because you can literally only fit one person at a time. So to stop you from coming across another person and being like, oh, how are we going to figure this one out? Like, it's set on a system where it's only one person at a time walking it. So I'm really excited to try that out. That's just gave me another reason to come back to Prague, hasn't it? Like, you've got to think on the positive side of things. And also think on the positive side, I am going to one of my dream locations in the morning, and you will see that on the next vlog. But the only way to stay tuned to that is to subscribe. And if you want to be a generous soul, then leave a like on this video. It really does help the channel out a lot, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Why can't we be friends?